Hola chicos, en este video vamos a aprender sobre los verbos reflexivos cuando hay un stem change, ¿sí? Bueno, hay tres tipos de verbos reflexivos que vamos a usar en esta unidad. So we have E to IE stem changers like despertarse and encender la luz. These are indicated with an E to IE next to them in your vocab list. Then we have O to UE stem changers like acostarse or dormirse, where the O changes to a UE, again, indicated in your vocab list. Y finalmente, vestirse, right, where the E changes to an I. Now, I'm going to real quick review some of the steps in la lección pasada. So, in the last lesson, we learned how to conjugate reflexive verbs. We're going to review those steps and add our stem change in. Bueno. So, primero, you're going to take off the se, put it at the front of the verb, and then change the se based on who the action is happening to. So if I'm waking up, I'm going to choose me. You, te, he or she, say, we, nos, or they would be say. So I wake up. First action is taking the se off and putting it up in front. Then I'm going to change the se to me, right? Because if I wake up, it's me. Okay. So step 3. You're going to take off the AR, ER, IR ending of your main verb, right? So you get me despertar. Okay. Then you're going to pick out your new ending based on who is acting out the verb. Now, despertar is an AR verb. So if I looked in that chart, I'm going to, and it's I or yo acting out the action, then I'm going to choose the O ending, right? If you need to write these verb charts down, please do, because these are so important for you guys to remember. Okay. So then after that, right, I'm going to put that O onto the verb and complete my stem change. And I will show you how that works. So the stem change could be the E changing to an IE, the E changing to an I, or the O changing to a UE. But something important to note is that there is no change for the we form or the nosotros form. And I'll show you what that looks like on the chart and some examples. So kind of reviewing our steps, right? I know the I form, I'll use an O ending. So I get me desperto. But remember, the last step is that stem change. So I look for that E in the middle and I change it to an IE and I get me despierto. It's always the E in the middle, right? Or the vowel in the middle. And you can also say it out loud to kind of test if you think that's where the stem change happens. But the stem almost always happens to the vowel in the middle. Or if there's only one vowel in the middle, it will be to the first vowel. But we have two E's here. And think, me despierto. That doesn't really sound right. But me despierto, so much easier to say. It's natural that that would be where the stem change happens. Okay, so let's look at some more ejemplos, right? I wake up at 7, me despierto a las 7. How about the girl turns on the light? La niña enciende la luz. They rest in bed. Los chicos se acuestan en la cama. So the O changed to an UE right there. At what time do you go to sleep? ¿A qué hora te duermes? And then he gets dressed before work. Él se viste antes de trabajar. Okay, now, why do we call stem changing verbs boot verbs? Well, when you figure out which forms change, it looks like a boot, right? So the yo form, to form, he, she form, and they form change in stem, but the one form we do not change is the nosotros form, right? So when you circle the ones that do change, it looks like a boot. So an example would be like, I wake up, me despierto, you wake up, te despiertas, ella se despierta, nosotros despertamos, ellos se despiertan, right? So the stem change does not happen in the nosotros form. If I were to look at some examples, right, nos despertamos, we wake up, encendemos la luz, we turn on the light. You can see there's no stem change in the E's, they just stay the same. And we just conjugate them like normal. One less step, right? So you stop at step 5 instead of doing step 6. Nos acostamos, nos dormimos, nos vestimos. Es muy fácil. It's más fácil. It's very easy and it's more easy because you don't have to remember to do the stem change. Okay. So yo sé que es muchísima información para ustedes. I know it's so much information for you guys, pero Usa este video, use this video, cuando ustedes practican las destrezas, when you guys practice your skills. I will see you in the next video. Nos vemos en el próximo video y adiós.